Hey, it's just us. Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I guess we're the show, huh?
There you go.
Bill must have hit a wrong button. Yeah,
I hit a wrong button. All right. I'm
Okay.
sorry, everybody. Welcome. Rotor Talk Live, Season 7, Episode 13. Very special guest, Haye Kesteloo of DroneXL. Hi, it's been way too long, but welcome back. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. Always a pleasure. And you're right, it has been way too long.
Way too long, and we're gonna make sure we have you on. Marcus has already joined me. Welcome, Marcus. How are you?
Excellent.
We're gonna welcome people in the chat here, and then we're just gonna kind of get right into things here. Akarasho, John Olson, Sergeant Rock, Skypod Images, Drone Van Gogh, David Martin Grapp, Leonard Oglesby, Fly Guy Merrill. Let's see, Richard is here. Let's see who else we got. Art is here. Captain Ray is here. Michael Wright is here. Lauren is here. And Northside Hawk is here. All right. Well, do I really need to introduce Haye to everybody? I mean, you know, one of the premier places to go to get drone information, DroneXL. You know, it's like used to be, I wake up and get my morning coffee and look at my paper. Well, I wake up, have my caffeine, and I look at DroneXL. Okay, that's part of my everyday routine. And you know, Haye, and first of all, I'm going to say you really have hit a home run with the website and the way you run it, and having other content creators involved and contributing there. It's just a home run all the way around. So major kudos to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I'm very glad to hear that. I mean, I'm super happy and honored also to have been working with all those other guys from YouTube. And it's been awesome to do it that way. So yeah, we're hopefully we're going to roll out a redesign of the site and make it even better in terms of just being able to pick different topics in the drone industry for news. But that should be coming out in the next month or so. But yeah, we're working on it the whole time.
It's awesome. You, like I said, you really do a great job there, and it's absolutely thrilling to be able to have something to go to consistently on a basis, because you know, until you know, formerly you were with Drone DJ, but there was really only that, and now you have Drone DJ and DroneXL, and not to knock anything Drone DJ does, you know, they do a good job as well too, and it's good to have the sources out there. But you know, you are a go-to for me every day. So
awesome. Thank you so much.
To let you know that. So you know, we're gonna get started. You know, we're gonna talk about the 1,000-pound elephant in the room here.
Yeah.
And you know, the one thing we're gonna nail this down here. And I had been, just to let everybody know out there, I had been in touch with Haye on Facebook Messenger the whole time. Okay. Communicated with him almost on a daily basis to you know, keep him up to date and let him know what was going on. And then we did get a resolution here, and I'm going to go ahead and share the screen because Haye wrote a good article about it. So let me go ahead and do that right now. Okay, Amazon saga continues as more DroneXL readers receive refund on DJI Mavic 3 Pro purchase. Okay, and what you see right there is a redacted form that was mine, that was refunded for $1,505. And I have to say this: the person who I spoke with, who called me up from Amazon customer service, it was probably within an hour I saw this email came out, and shortly after that, a firm who I financed that through, I received the credit through them. So it was just absolutely fast. But I want to kind of take you through this here, and just let you know what I did was, I emailed customer service at csreply@amazon.com. And what I did was, and you guys have know that the past few weeks, you know, I put a timeline together. And what I basically did was I sent them that timeline and the total time that it was on the phone, the emails that I've sent, who I've heard from. It was very detailed. And I also provided screenshots of the email replies that I've received back from Amazon. Okay. And multiple customer service agents told me, just in a nutshell, they told me, you know, we're going to go ahead and honor this. You know, rest assured, we'll get this taken care of. And, you know, we're going to do it in 3 to 5 business days. Well, we ended up at 10 business days and nothing happened. So it was that Friday, and I made several phone calls in the morning, was really kind of frustrated. And then I remembered, you know what, I have this email address. And I said, you know what, let's go ahead, and I'm going to put together a comprehensive email with screenshots at the end. And then I added a little bit of flavor at the end, and I told them, I said, look, I do have a reach on social media, on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We can also let DJI know, it might be wise in your interest to cooperate with us, because we can recommend to DJI not to pull them from the, to have, DJI can get pulled. So you tell Amazon, we're just going to pull ourselves from your store out on Amazon, which I know they do a lot of business with. So lo and behold, I got a hold of a great customer service representative. He was the best that I had dealt with. And what he told me was, he said, I want to let you know, your email was fantastic. He was the first one that said he recognized everything along the lines. Down. He said, number one, he said it's a third-party seller, but Amazon was fulfilling it. So it was a different situation right from the start. Okay.
That's the key, isn't it? Amazon.
Mm-hmm. That is an absolute total key right there. So what happened was, after that, he said, now I want to let you know, it has gone on to the executive customer relations. Okay. And he said, that's as high as you can go in the food chain on Amazon. It doesn't get any higher than that. He said, he said, I can't promise you anything, but that is very good news. He says, I really can't. He's told me, he was honest. I can't really do anything for you. Okay. What you're looking for, but to get any kind of a resolution that's going to be in your ballpark and in your vicinity, it's going to be in their hands. So he said, but they did get it. He said, and that's definitely a good sign. So the next morning, it was Saturday morning. It was about maybe 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. I get a call from Amazon customer service, and the representative, she said she was from the executive customer service. And she wanted to say, she first of all thanked me for being an Amazon Prime customer since 2007. And, she also said she thanked me for my incredible patience throughout this whole process, because it had been a very long process, and also for your persistence. And she said also, thank you for this very detailed email with your timeline. And she did come out and say, she said, normally we don't do price matching, but in your instance, as you've detailed things out here, we're going to go ahead and honor that, and we'll get this to you, within, you'll see it as soon as we possibly can. She says, I'm also going to forward on, because I had mentioned in that email, I said I had a couple of customer service representatives say, if a rep has told you that, they don't have a job anymore with Amazon. They can't do that. All right. And I said, all I want, and I told her, I said, ultimately, all I want is to get the customer service that we deserve. All right. For when we go out there and we contact you, and we're hearing, you talk to 20 different reps, you get 20 different stories, and we don't want that. We want to have that. And she said she was going to take all that. She was going to note it down. They were going to move that on to the appropriate teams as far as that was concerned. And then lo and behold, like I said, within minutes, I looked out on Amazon, and you saw the screen that Haye posted out there. And then within probably another half hour, 45 minutes, a firm sent me an email acknowledging the complete refund of $1,505. So,
hey, Bill, is it a coincidence that my Amazon shares fell by about $1,600 today?
I don't. Yeah, that might be the reason, Marcus. I don't know. So that's the end of the story for me. But for me, while I feel good about this, I don't feel great about it, because there are still other people out there who are still in limbo. I know I talked to John Flynn,
Ray Kelly,
and Ray Kelly, and I know, and Haye as well too. People who still are, don't have a resolution to this, and it's frustrating for me, because while I feel good that I was able to do that, I don't feel great. I'll feel great when I see other people getting the resolution that they deserve for this. Haye, I wanted to get some of your thoughts on all this.
No, I agree completely with you. I mean, I launched the DJI price tracker about a month ago or something, just to see and track prices of various DJI products on different retail platforms, including Amazon. So Monday morning, March 4th, I was updating it, and I'm like, that must be a mistake. Like, there's no way you're going to get a DJI Mavic 3 Pro for $799. So I'm going back to Amazon, checking it, and sure enough, it says 64% discount, $799, and I think it was $12.99 for the Flymore one, or the Flymore combo. So I'm like, that's too good to be true. Like, something's got to be up with this. But meanwhile, it's on Amazon. It's on the official DJI storefront. So it's not some obvious third-party reseller where you're like, okay, I don't trust that guy. But what I did before doing anything else is I contacted Amazon and I verified with them if this was an actual, not a refurbished product, not an open box product, not a used product, that this was in fact a new and verified DJI drone. And the person I spoke to guaranteed me, he's like, yeah, you can go ahead and buy it. If you order it today, you'll have it in 2 days. You're a Prime customer. I'm like, okay, sounds good. It was fulfilled by Amazon, shipped by Amazon. I mean, there was nothing that indicated that this would not be a valid transaction. So I went ahead and bought one. I wanted to buy a whole bunch of them if I could. And I wrote the article saying, hey, this is the best deal I've ever seen. If you guys are interested in a DJI Mavic 3 Pro, then yeah, jump on it. And a lot of people did. I've been in touch with so many different people that I know either from the drone industry or through DroneXL. And I estimate that at least 100 people, probably more, but as far as I can tell, at least 100 people jumped on this and got this drone. And in all cases, basically the same situation happened where the orders first got delayed. So mine was bought on Monday, was supposed to arrive on Wednesday. On Tuesday, it still said it was going to arrive on Wednesday. Wednesday morning, it got delayed. It was going to be delayed by 1 day. And then halfway through the day, the order got canceled for no reason. And I think this is pretty much what happened in all these instances. So since then, I've been on the phone with Amazon. I've been on the phone and through text messages in communication with a lot of the other folks that bought this drone. And we're all basically getting the runaround from Amazon. And you get all kinds of different stories. People get disconnected by Amazon. The phone transcripts don't exist. The files have been deleted or something. Some folks have had partial discounts. So in my case as well, I got I think they call it price matching, where they gave me a 20% discount on the drone. And then they started crediting old transactions to kind of make up and then get a little bit more money back to me somehow. I've spoken to supervisors. I was going to get callbacks, emails back, but nothing basically.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been insane. And I know there's at least 5 or 6 people at this point that did get the full refund of $1,505. When I saw from Bill what happened in his case, I followed his steps basically and turned that into an article and also referred that to Amazon. They were going to get back to me within 24 hours, and that's deadline expired about 5 hours ago. So haven't heard anything still.
You would think, so when something like that is too good to be true, in other words, there's a price on a product like that, it comes out, you would think that Amazon, they're known for their sophisticated algorithms, right? You would think that it would get flagged and somebody would look at that before it went live, but clearly they didn't. And then clearly you had your conversation with them, hey, and they said, oh no, it's a legit deal. The whole thing just doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. And also you would think that Amazon would, I don't know, maybe have like a little crisis team or some script or some procedure to deal with the situation, because I don't know exactly how many people jumped on this, but at least 100. So we're talking about a pretty big number in total, dollar amount. A lot of folks got the Flymore combo, so that's even more expensive. So you would think that Amazon realizes there's something wrong and that they come up with a unified solution that then is applied to everybody.
And it could almost be automated. They could write an algorithm that would recognize those situations. Yeah,
but the thing is, the more they try to avoid and the more they give us the runarounds, the more I become determined to see this one through. I don't even care about the money anymore. Almost, it's like you guys say you're the most customer-centric company. You're super passionate about customer service and all that stuff. Well, then live up to it. Do it.
Yeah. Well, one of the other things that really kind of got me was, all right, because even though they said it was a third party seller, that Amazon was fulfilling this, all right, with
Mhm.
such sophisticated systems that Amazon has. And, me
Oh,
being IT, they have their Amazon cloud services, which are
yeah.
world renowned. So, they're on the cutting edge of IT. You would think, all right, that if they're the ones that are responsible for distributing it, all right, that they would have known immediately. Okay.
They would.
Well,
I used to be a reseller on Amazon myself, and I had inventory with Amazon, and this is 10 years ago. They knew exactly how much they had in inventory on my behalf.
mhm.
So there
Oh
is
yeah.
no ambiguity. And I've heard the stories about, oh, we ran out of inventory. Oh, the seller isn't here anymore. Like they come up with excuses.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is this, and I think Marcus kind of nailed this too. Okay. They could have put together some kind of, they could have stopped and said, you know what, we have something we need to address right here,
Yeah.
and come up with a script for your customer service representatives to
Yeah.
say, we apologize for this transaction. This is the solution. Okay. And to say, we're going to do a one-time special and honoring that, because this was a third-party seller who we were going to fulfill. It was our mistake. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that. And I'm also going to say this too. All right. As large a company as large as Amazon is, and they're one of, if not the largest companies in the world. Okay. Even if it was, say, multiply 100 times, 1,500. Okay. That is pocket change for them.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to hurt if they give out 1,505 to all 100 people who went ahead and ordered this drone. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not going to hurt them. And Haye has it right. And Marcus too, talking about customer service. Okay. To me, I up until this point, I have had pretty decent customer service with them. All right. Now I'll give you an example that I had with them probably about 2 years ago. Okay. I had ordered I think it was, I don't know how many terabyte, humongous, hard drive that I put on my system. And that's how I work, because my main computer is a laptop. All right. But it doesn't have the kind of storage. So I bought a real big hard drive, and it cost $499. All right. Well, it had an issue. Okay. So I sent that one back, and they were going to they ended up sending me and this was so funny. They ended up sending me 2 of them. Okay. And I asked them about sending the other one back. No, you can keep it. Okay.
Oh, wow.
$500. Okay. I'm looking at my wife. I said, am I reading this right? Look at the email here from Amazon. So I've had some good instances with them. Okay. But nothing as dramatic as this kind of a price difference, in them so clearly being in the wrong here. All right. And so clearly, I mean, multiply it out. I mean, talking with Ray, talking with Haye, talking with John Flynn and others here, multiply this out. It's pretty much been a consistent story that Amazon has been very inconsistent in their response to this.
Bill, I want to add one. I'm sorry. Haye, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is it should never get to the customer. Their system ought to be able to look when they see a price that is so out of whack from what it's being sold for. Otherwise, that shouldn't even get published until somebody investigates it and finds out that, okay, yeah, this is legit.
Yeah. And so in my case, one of the reasons why I'm so determined now as well is I wrote I'm one of the Amazon affiliate people as well, so I can see some of the transactions that happen through my website. So I contact Amazon, I verify the whole situation. They say, yeah, go ahead and buy it. So I buy one. Then I write the article. Now I see people buying one. Then I get messages from people saying, hey, I got one as well. So part of me feels responsible for now seeing it through to make sure that all those other folks that basically bought one because of reading this article on DroneXL are now in the same situation. So at this point, for me, it's not even about the money or anything anymore. It's about now I want to, put Amazon's feet to the fire and make them live up to their promise. And if they claim that they're the most customer-focused company in the world, then they better show it, because they're falling short tremendously right now.
A quick question, Haye. How much responsibility does the third-party seller hold in all this?
Oh, I would argue most, but I think that's an Amazon problem. Amazon should either make sure that those sellers aren't available on their platform, or if they're fraudulent, they should go after them. But that's not my problem as a customer. I mean, Amazon says, oh, we're like a super convenient, trustworthy retail platform online. You become a Prime member, will ship fast, super customer service. So they take away all the hurdles. If they cannot prevent fraudulent sellers on their platform, that's not my problem. That's their problem. So if that happens,
do you think the third-party seller will have to bear some of the brunt of this money they're refunding to customers?
I think the third-party seller should be held liable for or responsible for the full 100%. But I think that's an Amazon problem. And if Amazon cannot figure that out with that seller, then Amazon still owes it to us to make us whole.
Has Amazon admitted to anybody that's called to, claim, to get their discount, what the reason was why that price was that price ever supposed to be that price?
Yeah, I
contacted them. Selling price, or was that a mistake?
Well, so the story is that this reseller in the past would have shipped different products. So you would buy something and they would ship you lip balsam or something, like something ridiculously cheap. And the idea is that will be the fraud right there, is they collect your $7.99 for the drone, they ship you $2 lip balsam, and they take off with the money. Now, I don't know if that happened in many situations here. It's kind of hard to imagine that would work if Amazon manages the inventory, right? Like, that doesn't add up to my mind.
I've been a third-party seller also on Amazon before, and like I don't get paid immediately. Like there's enough time between the sale when I get paid for Amazon to figure out any fraud, and I never see the money. But you're referring to like the sending a toy in a toy in a box for something for $700. Well, that works for eBay if you're like some kind of shady eBay seller. Or whatever.
Yeah, and if this guy, let's say, was selling out of his garage, then he can offer a drone on Amazon and ship the lip balsam from his home, whatever. Like, that might work for a little while. But if the inventory is managed by Amazon as well, then that seems very unlikely that will work, right?
Exactly.
So when I called with Amazon, and it's like, it's on the official DJI store on Amazon. It's Amazon fulfilled, Amazon shipped. It's not a refurbished product. I'm like, the guy's telling me, like, this is a legit promotion. They're $7.99 right now. And I can't believe what I'm hearing. I'm like, all right, I'm buying one. So at that point, it becomes Amazon problem. We have a deal. I give them $799. They need to give me the drone. And I don't think there's any other way to resolve this, basically.
Yeah. So at that point, Amazon had the opportunity to step up and say, well, listen, this is fraud here. Don't buy this. They had an opportunity to kind of walk it back at that point. They did not do it.
No. And now at this point, I don't care if it's a reseller problem. In my mind, it's an Amazon problem. I'm their customer, and they need to make me whole. So they need to make sure I get this drone for $7.99 and not for some other higher number.
You know, Haye nails it on the head right here. And one of the things that, and Marcus talked about an algorithm here, and I'm just going to interject this point, okay? I have multiple Facebook groups that I run, and what Amazon has done is they allow you to be able to block certain messages from even being displayed by keywords. For example, if I use the word for sale in there, okay, it'll block that post, okay? And then, it'll let me know who did that so I can block them from the group, all right? A very simple thing, just to be able to do that on Facebook, and here's Amazon, who, as I mentioned earlier, they're a leading platform as far in the IT world, okay? They're recognized in all around the world as incredible cloud storage services, okay, and in a premier IT service, okay. With all of this being said, all right, it should be nothing. Now, I used to be a developer, so I know that it should take nothing to be able to code something like this and to be able, to vet a third party seller like this. I mean, they shouldn't have even been able to go out there and post this, let alone You know,
I agree.
Something should have been flagged right away with them and said, "Stop the works."
Yeah.
We're not
we should never have seen it. Yeah,
exactly. We should have never have seen it. But here we are. Okay.
What's so ridiculous is that if you look at the outcome for many people, like I know quite a few people just walked away. They just canceled the order or let it be canceled, or they returned the drone. The people so one scenario was where, like in my case as well, I bought the drone for $799. That order got canceled. Then they told me, buy it again for the full retail price. As soon as you get it, we'll credit you the difference. So then you end up still at $799. I know quite a few people who did that exact same procedure as well, and ended up shipping the drone back to Amazon because they just want to be done with all the bullshit. Sorry. They don't have time for it, and I get that. I don't really have time for this stuff either. I just feel partially responsible for all those folks that jumped on this deal. So now I'm seeing it through. The other thing I've noticed is that the solutions have been very different. So you have this one group that basically sent the drone back. Then you have people that get price matching credits up to 20%. Some of them get refunds on all their transactions. And if you have enough transactions in your recent history, they can credit quite a way back and get you to your $1,500 difference. But there's also folks that are now looking into turning this into a lawsuit. They're planning on taking Amazon to small claims court and resolve it that way. So
you got to show real losses to have a lawsuit, and if they never take the money out of your account, that's not going to go very far.
No, I think that's probably tough as well. But my point is that you see that there's all these different storylines that have developed now, and there's all these different excuses that we get from Amazon. There's not a single straight story here.
But each case is handled entirely differently.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Each case is handled entirely different.
So there's on that very subject. I don't know if you saw it, Bill. John Flynn just posted that he just got an email from Amazon, and he's saying they're promising a credit to his account in 3 to 5 days.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
I've heard that one before as well. So please let us know if it actually happens, because you'd be one of the few lucky ones.
And today happens to be John's birthday.
So.
Yeah. Happy birthday, John Flynn.
So what's also crazy
John.
Is you wonder how much Amazon is concerned about their reputation, right? And so I added up all the page views I got on the 3 Amazon articles that I posted, and we're getting close to 200,000 page views.
Wow.
So forget about the 100 people that jumped on the deal. There's quite a few people now that know about this. And if you search Amazon DJI drone deal, like DroneXL now starts to pop up pretty high. So I think their reputation might hurt more now than what it would have cost them to basically make all these people whole and get them their drones for $799.
That's interesting.
You think out of this, you're going to have less people ordering drones from Amazon going forward?
Some people I know are so angry they're not shopping as much on Amazon anymore. And I've been thinking about if I cannot change, let's say, all the affiliate stuff to B&H or Adorama or some other company, because this doesn't feel great to be treated like this by Amazon. I've spent more than 6 hours on the phone with them. I've spoken to supervisors. I've spoken to all these different reps, because at some point you learn that if you call again, you get a different rep, you get a different answer. So now you're like, all right, let me try again and see if this guy gives me the refund. So there's a lot of time wasted, and also on Amazon's part. So I don't think this stuff adds up for them either anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. I mean, just think of the money they're spending with their customer service people dealing with it.
Yeah, of course.
Kudos to Bill.
Would the experience be different? This would have happened at a BH photo or something else. I typically find the customer services described here typical of a big company, and not just limited to something like Amazon.
I think that if you dealt with a smaller company like B&H or Adorama, you probably would have had a different outcome. They probably would have cared more. I think Amazon just says that they're customer focused, but I think they forgot that they actually have to live up to that 10 years ago or so.
One of the things I want to do before we move on to subjects and everything, okay? Mm-hmm. You know, there are some of you who are still out there who are still in limbo here, all right? You still haven't heard anything. You know, my suggestion is to follow what Haye put in the article here, okay?
Yeah.
And it's cs-reply at amazon.com. Now, when you send them an email, you're going to get 2 emails back. One of them is going to say that they got the email. The other one says that this email doesn't receive, incoming emails. Ignore that one, okay? Number 1. Number 2, send them as best as you can a detailed timeline of your transactions. Like I put down the day, the time, and the length of each phone call that I made to Amazon. I took screenshots, and every time I talked to a customer service representative, I asked them to email me their response back, what they just told me, to send me in an email. And I attached all those screenshots as well too. And at the end of it, I stated a couple things. One, I have a social media presence, and I have a pretty good impact in the drone community. And also state 2, something to the effect like, I can contact DJI as well and recommend that they don't carry your products anymore on Amazon's. Put this together. And the thing is about this, I call it righteous anger. All right. Because, anger in and of itself isn't good. This is what I call it, justified, being upset or being angry here. But the big thing is this, okay? No matter how they've treated you, treat them nicely, okay? Go back to them very nicely, because I've learned, especially like with DJI, with their customer service, the nicer I am to them, the more chances I'm going to get a favorable resolution that's going to be more favorable. So don't give up the ship is what I'm telling you. If you have the time and you can invest the time, do that. These aren't any guarantees that you're going to get the kind of result that I got. For example, there's another gentleman who is in the chat tonight, and he's messaged me as well too. What Amazon did was they gave him 20% back of multiple purchases that added up to about almost not quite $1,500. And Haye posted that out on in a previous article.
Hey, Bill, don't miss Eddie's comment there. We were talking about
Eddie's most recent comments, about maybe 7 or 8 comments up from the bottom.
Ron and I both were
talk about a minute ago with BH Photo.
Yeah, Ron and I were both involved in customer service when we were working men and had a career. So I understand.
So Eddie basically lost a $3,500 discount, and they all offered him a 5% discount as an alternative, and they have an exclusion which states no responsibility for errors and omissions. And I mean, I want to hold Amazon accountable to anybody, but I bet you if you went into a Best Buy store and saw the Mavic 3 Pro with the $799 sticker on that some part-time clerk put up there, that they would pull the same thing here to say they're not held to that. And you would have to spend days and hours and weeks butting all the way to the top of Best Buy to get them to honor. I don't think the store manager on site would honor that price.
Which is what Bill did. That is kudos to Bill.
I think again, I'm not defending Amazon whatsoever, but I think you'd be pulling teeth to get other companies, even BH Photo here, which of course Eddie probably didn't take it to that extreme to get what you did. But I don't think this is untypical from big retailers. What you went through, Bill, here to get this what you would do.
What still is surprising, though, is that if you confront them with saying, hey, so you treat Bill this way, and I have it documented, like I have the evidence, like this is how you compensate him. Why wouldn't you not apply the same solution to another person who's in the exact same situation? Like, how do they defend that?
Especially a sophisticated company like Amazon, right? Yeah. They're not a little fly by night.
No, and I told them, like, I know of these other people who bought the same drone and have had different resolutions. They asked me for order numbers, so I could give them order numbers so they can verify it. I told them I'm a reporter, so I'm documenting this. I'm writing about this, so whatever, for whatever that's worth. And they still don't seem to care. So I don't know. It's weird. It's funny because DJI actually jumped on a thread on Twitter, and they actually got involved. So I've been DMing with DJI, seeing if we can somehow resolve this. They're not willing to do much because it happens through another third-party seller.
Right.
And I understand that it's not really their problem. I wish they would look at it slightly differently and maybe help and see if there's a way that we can resolve it, or maybe pressure Amazon to try and resolve it. But I don't think that's happening. So we'll see.
And Bill, I think you're lucky that it was Amazon, because they're big enough that they can absorb the thousands of dollars are going to have to do discount this. But a smaller company, Beach Photo, it'd be tough for them to exert a $3,500 discount to Eddie because they're not a global multi-billion-dollar company like Amazon that can write that off easier than a smaller company.
They don't have that power and that pull. The last thing I want to do before we're going to go ahead and move on here is this, okay? Is the only other thing that I can recommend is saying, you know of multiple instances where this has been successful, and get some screenshots, especially from some of the DroneXL articles, and throw them in your email as well too. That all of that, and like I said, it's not a magic formula. I'm not going to guarantee you're going to get positive results, but also put in there the executive customer relations. Okay, make sure you mention that. Okay, because it will get kicked up the food chain to that. So stay tuned. I know Haye's going to continue to follow this out.
Hey, Bill, real quick before you move on, you've made some YouTube videos about this subject. What kind of response have you got in the comments to your YouTube videos?
It's been very positive. Pro, me, pro Haye, and pro everybody who's out there looking for this. It's been very much in our favor. Okay. Right, and some have said, there's been several, why don't you just give up and be done with it and don't spend the time with it? And I said, you know what? That's not in my DNA, because I have multiple other stories through the years. My kids are witness to it as well. Last year, I had an incident with Best Buy in our washing machine, and I ended up buying a brand new, state-of-the-art LG washing machine like the one we had. I got like a $500 discount on it because I persisted with some emails, and they clearly showed that I was in the right. So that's just who I am. Go ahead, Marcus.
Lauren has a statement on there that I think is probably important. He goes, how does a third-party seller sell as if they were a DJI storefront? Yeah. And I've wondered about that a bunch of times too. That's weird.
Yeah, how they got hooked. They must have a good developer or something on staff there. So okay, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and move on. This is another story that is really kind of like taken hold here. Okay, this Kajito Specta Air. And first of all, I want to tell, and I was sharing with Marcus and with Hayron. They have reached out to me, and they're going to send me their mini drone to review. It's going to be released in April on Amazon. Okay. And they've already told me, and I'll let everybody know, it's going to sell for $200, which right off the bat, that's like, okay, if it's kind of like a clone of a DJI.
It's a rumor that's a clone of a Mini 2, right?
That's what I'm hearing. So we'll see. The controller, everything, it's a lot of unknowns out there. But okay, our good friend Jack over at Half Chrome Drones. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share this article that Haye had. There's several of them out there, but I'm going to share this one.
Half Chrome's been doing a great job with this.
They have been. Jack has been doing a fantastic job.
And Jack's going to be on those guys in New York on tomorrow's show.
Okay.
Well, we're going to see about. I'm going to ping Jack to see if he can get on our show and get him on here too. He did an incredible comparison with the app, okay, and side by side, and you could swear, if you didn't, you could swear that it was a carbon copy. I mean, it really was exactly the same when it came down to one difference that I saw on the app, and that was the geofencing, okay. And that's kind of
no AR return to home.
Yeah,
and no AR return to home. Now I did see, as far as AR return to home, okay, that if you hooked it up to Wi-Fi, that it would work. Okay, I did see a comment about that, so I wanted to let you guys know that. But yeah, it was in depth, and I like what Jack did. He did a smart thing. He on purpose put orange props on the Specta Air just to make sure that we knew that there was a difference there. That was a very smart thing.
He also claims that the stock props are more flexible than the DJI props.
Yes, he did that as well too. And then if you look out on the listing out on Amazon, they also have listed the manual for it too.
Yeah.
And if you take a glance through the manual, and I don't have it up here, it is very similar.
It's identical.
It is.
It really is. It really is.
DJI language in it. They didn't change anything.
It is.
Yeah.
In the old days, we called that carbon copy.
Yeah.
Now
we're old enough to know what that is, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I also want to bring up, okay, I know, Ron, you had Original Dobo on last night, and he kind of stole the show a little bit, so to speak. He always does in a great way.
Spectra.
Yeah, and he's ordered the Air, which is good, and I'm anxious to see that. Okay, but I really liked his talk about thinking about is this a DJI clone? Is this does this have DJI's blessing? All that. And now the first thing that I wanted to say, I want to open it up for discussion to you guys is this. All right, that remember how, okay, and this was back a few years ago, that DJI was getting sued by our good friends at Autel, saying that they stole, their design. Okay,
the locking propellers,
the propellers, and so forth, and there was all kind of things. But I don't remember. I don't think that ever came to fruition. I think that just kind of went by the wayside.
I think they settled out.
It settled.
I think that you're probably right here in this instance. Okay. Now the first point, what I want to say first and foremost is, okay, if this was something that wasn't kosher with DJI, they'd have jumped on this. Okay. So that kind of lends some credence to the fact, like, and the website on Amazon says it's made in Malaysia. All right. Now, when you look on the FCC listing, it says Hong Kong. Okay. Is the origin point. So I'm opening it up to you guys. What are your thoughts on all this?
No clue. It's fun though.
There's no way this would happen without DJI's blessing. No way. There's no way. And I reached out to DJI. They're looking into it and getting back to me. I don't know if I'll ever hear anything. I doubt it. I don't know why they do this. The only thing I can come up with, but you're going to go down a rabbit hole a little bit, is maybe DJI does this because they're fearing to be banned in the US. So they're like, hey, let's launch 5 different companies, 5 different brands, and flood the market with more drones just to fight back.
Let me throw this one at you. So ban aside, they're talking about adding another 25% tariff on the DJI products. Could this be a way to get around that?
Yeah, although you would think it's there's an easy solution as well, right? Then you just group the other companies and put a tariff on those as well. Like
it's like whack-a-mole, whatever. Every time a little company like this pops up, they just whack another one down with tariffs.
Yeah, I think if anything, it might backfire. That's it just gives more proof to politicians in the US to say, you see, you can't trust DJI. I think that's probably the bigger risk. But I was surprised because today I checked on the FAA website and the Specta Air is approved for remote ID compliance. So it's happening. It's legit. I mean, they fly. We've seen the videos from Half Chrome. The drone performs just as well as a DJI drone, it seems.
Well, let me I'll ask Haye this question. Okay, discounting somebody like Candona who's a YouTuber and making videos to get views or whatever, would you recommend any normal person that's not a YouTuber to buy the Kohita Air over the DJI model at this point?
What is it, like $100 difference, I think?
Well, really, it's $1,199 versus $1,099. But the Kohita Air with $1,199 comes with the controller with the screen on it, so it's actually a better value, even though it's $100 more.
If you don't care about the logo and the name on the drone, why wouldn't you? I mean,
I think it's a support people care about.
That's a good point.
If you within 30 days you can send it back to Amazon, so that's no problem. But say 60, 90 days out, who do you contact if the drone's not working right?
I mean, the people that fix DJI drones, wouldn't they be able to perhaps fix
like a third-party shop or whatever? But even in the U.S., a lot of I wouldn't know where a local repair shop is within an hour or two of where I live. So, that's a tough call for many people in the U.S.
One more concern, and that is with geozones. So Half Chrome showed that it will not take off in a geozone. What's not clear yet is, we all know on the DJI on the Fly app how we get through a geozone.
Unlocking.
That doesn't exist on that Cogito. So
no, if you're in a first responder or search and rescue, you probably shouldn't go down this path at all.
Right.
But if
one of the other things, and I'm going to bring this up too, is accessories and especially batteries. because you get the batteries that are with that. How do you buy additional batteries if you wanted to buy additional batteries right now? Okay, because their website is not up and active. All right, as of yet. I was told by the gentleman who emailed me from them that it's going to be up and active very soon. But again, there's nothing as far
battery for the foreseeable future. Yeah.
So
right.
I think Half Chrome, didn't they charge the Specta battery with a DJI charger? And I think
he said the multi-charger worked with the Specta battery. Now,
so I don't know.
That's the only reason that the DJI battery doesn't work in the Specta Air is because of software chip inside the battery. It knows it can't go in that battery, but it will charge with the DJI charging equipment because outside of that software, the hardware, the battery is the same.
Yeah.
I mean, what I was looking on Amazon to see to get more information about the seller, so you can see they're based in Hong Kong. I checked out their website; that's not live. If you see who registered the domain name, that was registered only weeks ago. So whatever's happening, it's all very new and very fresh.
Do you think maybe a couple months down the road, Specta will have a website and they'll be like a real company at that point? Will they have service and accessories and extra batteries? Did they just kind of launch a little bit too early here? That'd
be one scenario. I mean, if it's not that, then what is it, right? I mean, it would have to be that basically.
Could the whole thing just be as simple as a licensing deal by DJI? They're just licensing out a product.
But they've never done that before.
I know. I
mean, I better check his messages. Lawrence have a personal message. Maybe it's some juicy tidbits to share in the show.
What is he saying?
He only sent it to you. You got to see your personal messages.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I haven't seen that yet.
You couldn't send it to the rest of us, Lauren? What the heck?
Well, that's because it's top secret. It's for Haye's eyes only.
Oh, here we go.
One of the things while Haye's reading that, one of the things that I found out is that the Mini's going to be coming out in April. And it sounds like at the same time their site should be up by then. So,
Richard's comment down there, he sent this video, I think, to all of us. There's a green Mavic 3 clone out now, also.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So and also I saw there is also a Matrice clone out there as well too.
Right.
That's around. And there, I think $16,000 for it. But I think also from what I saw that when I went out there, and I forget the name of it, I went out there to look at it today. You have to add a camera to it. It doesn't come with a camera right off the shelf like the Matrice does. So
will it work with a DJI camera?
I don't know. I didn't get that.
So I guess.
Oh, I know.
The point you're making is once the full line of DJI drones is available, as we'll call, Kunita or whatever, obviously something's going on that or whatever. It's obviously of a partnership sort of. If the whole line's cloned.
I made that point that there's no way DJI cannot be involved in it. There's no way.
No.
Yeah. There's no way that And I'll say this, and it goes back to our good friend starting out years ago, Osita Lev, okay? And, his leaks that he put out there. And I've said this since day one, and Ken Dono and I talked about it years ago. Says this doesn't happen without DJI's blessing, okay? No. Because, he's put out so much stuff over the years, and 9 times out of 10, he's pretty much right. The leakers that we have today, Jasper Ellens and the other gentleman, Igor, they're pretty much, 99% right as well, too. And those don't happen without DJI's blessing, okay? And in other words, they're doing it to stir up excitement and interest. And, it's basically free advertising for them. They're not paying for it, but they're getting the word out there. For example, with the Avata 2, okay? We're finding out, we're getting to see the box, we're getting to see some things on it. And it happens with DJI's blessing, and I think the same instance here with the Specta Air. This is happening with DJI's blessing.
Hey, Mike Wright made a comment in chat about what if a similar company was set up in the U.S. Well, I saw a video today. Again, I can't verify whether it's true or not, but they said that Cohita, that they set a business license up in Delaware, which of course is common in the U.S. because they had less taxes. That they registered as a U.S. company in Delaware, and they even put the CEO's name up there, and they had the guy's name, and they did a search for him and found a couple people with that name. It could be the CEO, but if they would register as a U.S. business, would that let them skirt some of these tariffs and restrictions?
More questions than answers, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So, we're gonna follow this, and I know Haye's gonna follow this as well too.
And I brought this up last night. A lot of you have to be old to remember this, but when Toyota and Honda started making big inroads into the U.S. market in the 70s and 80s, the U.S. government tried to shut them down in similar ways they're doing to DJI. So the resolution was that Toyota and Honda would build plants in the U.S. and make the cars, and all of a sudden, all the issues were gone. Why doesn't DJI start opening some plants up in the U.S. and sell these drones, the drones for the U.S. made in the U.S. and maybe avoid some of this all these issues?
That's an excellent point, Ron, because I actually got to tour where I lived in Ohio. I was probably about 25 miles away, and I actually toured the Honda plant up in Marysville, their big plant up there. It was at the time that I was there, and this was back in the 90s. It was the most sophisticated plant I had ever seen in my life. It was the cleanest plant ever. The coordination in there was incredible. The technology that they had in there was outstanding. And see, the one thing that they wanted to do is they wanted to replicate both Honda and Toyota when they brought their plants here to the United States. The one thing that they were looking for is that they wanted the same kind of quality coming out of their plants in the United States as it is in Japan. Okay. Right. And one of the things that set Honda apart, I know this is a little bit of a rabbit hole, but one of the things that set Honda apart for years, okay, they compensate their people very well. How you get started at Honda is you get a job as a temp through one of their temp agencies, and you work in the paint department, and then you get promoted up. But their salaries there, what they make, okay, you can't even touch that, okay? And they are not unionized. They do not. United Auto Workers isn't there. For example, they have a plant shutdown during the whole month of December and 2 weeks of January. They have 5 weeks vacation. I mean, it's not even really considered vacation. They get vacation besides that, okay? And they get incredible discounts on. They can buy the cars at true invoice at the plant themselves, okay? They have a whole place dedicated to this. So this is possible here. And I think the big thing here is that DJI, if they were to do something like this, they would want to make sure that the quality that they have from their drones that we get from Shenzhen would be the same, say, in Palo Alto, California, or wherever here in the United States.
Yeah. Well, if we're looking for more news on Cogito and the rest of those clones, I know where I'm going to find it. I'm going to be tuning into DroneXL.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep.
I'll do my best to stay on top of it. So
and then what I want, just want to let everybody know as far as that's concerned, and I know several of you have already gotten on board. I'm going to make sure to post anything that Haye has there out on this Facebook group that I have. This is the only Facebook group that I know of out there. Okay, on Cogito Specta Air Owner Support Group. They are aware of this. I let them know that. So maybe I have some favor with them. Who knows? But I told them, I said, we're going to get your news out. We're going to get it out in a positive way to let people know about it. And I just want to let you guys know about it is if you need to go here, if you want to find out all the latest that's going on, make sure you come out to this group as well, too.
Hey, I was the second member, Bill. Do I get like some kind of founder's badge or something?
I thought I should get you one.
You get to buy lunch. You get to buy lunch at the meetings.
Yeah,
you get to buy lunch when we have the South Florida drone meetup. How's that? Okay. I'll get you an extra large pepperoni. Okay.
There you go.
Well, this is all good for Cohita because basically people are going to be slow to purchase till more information gets out. So the more information that can be provided, the more likely somebody will choose a Cohita drone.
Absolutely. It has to, and it's good for them. This is kind of a win. Okay. Because I think it is a win. Okay. Because, finally we're seeing something, it's not like EXO drones or, Potensic, and Marcus does yeoman's work with these drones here in Holystone. Okay. You go above and beyond. All right. Because I know whenever I've tried to test some of those drones, it's like, I feel like Brian Singleton, where's the garbage can? I'm ready to throw it in there. All right.
How much will you give me, Bill?
There you go. Okay. It's an exercise. Marcus has the patience of a saint with these drones.
I'll give you $7.99, Marcus.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing, and I want to touch on this real quick before we go here. This is probably gonna happen more than likely while we're down at the South Florida drone meetup. Is the Avata 2, okay? And we're seeing some pictures out there, and when you get to this point, it's right around the bend. It's imminent. It's
right when you see the real box that you're it's close.
Yeah, it's coming up here. Hey, put a pretty good article here. Because there's not a lot. I mean, we're just taking a look at the box here, and we can't even look at the actual specs. Okay, but thinking about pricing and so forth and everything, and also too, when you see the first Avata having discounts on it, and you see this coming up, it's coming up. It's going to.
What's interesting is that this is called a fly more combo, even though it only has one battery according to this box, which doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, because I don't think there's ever been a fly more combo that didn't come with 2 additional batteries.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, if you look at the small prints in the bottom left of the box, it says fly more combo, single battery. So I don't know. That might be something new. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, but they did. When I bought the Explorer combo, they didn't say Flymore combo, but they did call the Explorer combo, and the combo the goggles and the controller at that point. But you're right; they did not use the Flymore in that verbiage for the.
No, and the other thing that I wonder is, like, why do they keep shipping the Avata with the motion RC? Like, where's the regular remote controller? Like, is that going to be sold separately, or is there going to be a different combo that includes that, or is that not going to be available at all? Like,
yeah, as a pessimist, I'm going to guess that they're probably going to come out with a DJI FPV controller 3 that you'll have to buy for this to fly.
More money.
Yeah, more money.
Yeah, see,
because you know what? The current controller is 2-3 years old now.
Ron, you hit the nail on the head with this, because DJI is so smart. Okay. Their moves, they calculate. Okay, they do an excellent job at marketing. That's one thing that they do extremely well. And this is another instance here, because, for example, okay, they're going to say they're not going to have that there, but you can purchase this for X amount. All right, and they create a demand for it. All right, it's just it's just a constant self-feeding, and they do a great job with something like that.
Yeah, so this drone should be a cash cow for them. Now, Haye, we don't. The DJI doesn't release any sales figures, but just judging by what we see at these meetups, like the South Florida drone meetups last year, that Avata 2 was all over the place. I mean, so we believe it was extremely popular drone for DJI.
Yeah, I think the most popular drones are probably the Mini series. I think most people, I think the numbers there are huge, but I think in terms of FPV drone flying, the Avata for most people is a no-brainer, right? Because it's easy to fly. You don't have to go full acro. Like, it's still a GPS drone in that sense. So if you're starting out, it'd be hard to go wrong with this one, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer here. We're on the cusp of having the South Florida drone meetup. I do want to a plug for this as well too. And I think Ray said something last night on the show. Correct me, Ray, if I'm wrong in the comments. 170, 180 people, I think.
He said 140 at one point.
140. Okay.
But Haye, there's room for 141 if you want to make a quick trip down about a week from now. It's very tempting down here, Haye. It's going to be nice and warm.
Yeah, I'm up in New York. It's nice and cold up here, so I would love to go down to Florida.
I'm in New Jersey. I'm only one state lower, and I'm still cold here at the Jersey Shore. But I'll be warm. I'll be warm in about 7 days from now.
Yeah,
where it is. Well, I won't tell you that it got to 90 degrees here in Tampa today. Okay.
Oh my God.
I won't tell you that. All right.
So it's next week, but where exactly are they getting together?
Jensen
it's
Beach.
A place called the Jensen Beach Causeway, and the hotel's in Stewart, which is a couple hours north of Miami, East Coast about maybe 2 hours north of Miami. It's not going to be quite as warm as Bill's 90 because it's on the coast. So probably going to be more like about 80 over there. So it's easy to get to. It's a couple airports just south of there. West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale are only about an hour away from the location. So easy to fly in, easy to rent a car, easy drive up there. You're not driving through Miami or a city. So it's easy to get to.
Next weekend.
Yeah, well, actually, it's April 6th, the Saturday after Easter.
Ah, okay.
And what they do is Friday night, there's a get together. There's a pool hall, bowling alley combination.
Sixth.
On the
Sticks is the name of it.
The 6th. Okay, yeah. And it's a great place to hang out. Had a lot. I know when Valerie went, had a lot of fun. Just to let you guys know, Valerie's not going to be able to come this year. I know Lon's going to be real disappointed. Okay. Valerie's not, it's like
all three of her stay at home this year.
Yeah. She has work obligations. Someone else is on vacation. She has to cover for them. So, I get to have a nice 3.5 hour cruise in my Tundra on the way down there. So that'll be fun. But I'm going to see if I can try to find more of a mainline road to go on, because I went back roads last time and it took a little longer than I wanted it to. So I'm going to see about changing up the route a little bit. But looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of people there. And and the best thing about this is, and I'm going to say this, and I think you guys will echo it as well, and I think Captain Ray will echo it. It's not so much the flying, but it's seeing everybody and getting to talk to everybody. I mean, we can go out every day of the week here and fly. I mean, there's no, weather permitting, we can get out there and do that. That's not, to me, that's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is get together to talk to people, to hang out, chew the fat, and just to have a good time. And it really
there's nothing like walking the event and meeting all the people that are your subscribers and fans, and getting to shake hands with them and know something personal about them.
It's a feel good kind of event. It really is. And kudos, to Captain Ray, and I know Maddie's involved and his whole committee, because they do such a great job in this. They promote this. He's gotten, I don't know how many donations for prizes. It's just off the wall. And and also too, he found a good place to have this meetup. Okay. Having their picnic shelters there, which is really nice. It's kind of secluded, and really nobody bothers you there. It's not like, the drone. It's not like you're going to find a lot of drone police.
I think we just displaced a couple fishermen for the day.
Yeah. But they know that. And, and he's picked out a good place, and his organization is unbelievable. And he has one of the best hearts for something like this that I've ever encountered. I mean, he does a great job. So Ray, kudos to you for all this and all your hard work, even though it's, we're not there yet, but we're going to get there. So, if you can get a chance to go there, do it. You're going to,
everything's entirely free too, Bill. Throw that in there. Nothing costs anything here except for a hotel room, but none of the meetings or events, no cost to you.
There's no cost to any of this. It's just having some fun, rubbing some shoulders with some of your favorite drone reviewers. And, well, I know Billy and Ken are going to be there, right?
Well, Ken supposedly can't make it, but Billy and Lon are flying down.
Okay. Well, all right.
Supposedly. I mean, about Ken. I don't want to speak.
I'll bet you
Billy and Lon are definitely coming.
Ken will show up. He can't resist. He'll be there.
No, I know he can't resist, especially as I was talking to Haye before the show, and I told him the interactions when Ken and Billy are together, it's like a comedy show. It's just so hilarious. It's just
Ken Herron, of course, was there last year.
So there you go. There's going to be, we're going to have some fun. If you can get there, make sure you do that. I'm going to go around and have some final thoughts, but Haye, go ahead and go first, and then Marcus and Ron, and then I'll close up.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me on the show. It's been awesome, and I would love to go down to Florida to see everybody and fly together. I need to see if I can make it happen. We have 4 kids, so there's always busy schedules, but I'm going to look into that. And other than that, I hope DJI's got some cool stuff for us in store this year. I mean, they told me they are planning to have quite a few product launches, so there should be more than just the rumored stuff, I suspect. But hopefully it will be an interesting year.
Excellent.
Marcus.
Yeah, well, of course, I'm looking forward to the South Florida drone meetup. I'm going a little bit early. I'm leaving next Monday, and I'm going to meet my friend Ron Brown in Jupiter, Florida, and we're going to do a bunch of flying. We've got some friends coming in from Europe, even, and
you have a separate meetup going on. Actually,
yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of flying
nice.
in the days before the actual meetup on Saturday. I suspect Captain Ray Kelly might join us for a few of those as well. That would be my suspicion. But again, it is a fantastic event, and I just want to echo everything that Bill said. But there's a lot of flying too. Maybe not so much on the day of the event itself, but on Sunday, everybody gets together and we find a place on the beach to go launch drones and so forth. So anybody that it's not too late if you can make it. Get going. I'm going to be there, and so's Ron, and so's Bill, and hopefully Haye.
So Ron, any closing thoughts?
Listen, I want to thank Haye for coming on with us. Great having the show, and great what you did for the community as far as the Mavic 3 Pro, helping people navigate their way through the Amazon. I support that. Great job with that, and always enjoy the newsletter. Keep up the good work. Again, Marcus already spoke. I'll be in Florida a week from now. I'll be there. Getting ready for the meetup. Going to be a great time. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. And I will let Bill know I'll be traveling next Tuesday and the following Tuesday, so I won't be on the show for a couple weeks or whatever. And I even pop on by phone, but I think I'll still be at the airport getting a rental car. You do the show next week or whatever. And I think I'll still be in the air the following Tuesday going home. So even a phone calling probably won't work, but anyhow, looking forward to seeing Bill down there as well as everybody else. And maybe we can do a couple of videos down there and at the meetup or whatever, pre-recorded stuff.
That'll be fun. We're gonna have a good time.
Everybody, thanks for joining us in chat, and anybody coming to meet, I'll see you down there, Bill.
Yeah. I want to echo everything everybody said. We're going to get Haye on again. It's what we need to have you on more, Haye. It was just absolutely stellar tonight. This was fantastic.
My pleasure.
Lauren's going to be there. Did you know?
I saw that.
Lauren and his friend.
Lonnie.
Lonnie. Yeah.
So I work with two best guys here, Ron and Marcus. It goes without question. You guys are fantastic. Oh, look at that, Marcus. That looks shocked and surprised. But no, these guys are fantastic, and all of you out there, you guys are the best. I want to thank you all. It's going to be a while before. Because I got this weekend is Easter weekend coming up. We have family coming Saturday and Sunday, and then next weekend's going to be the meetup. So yeah, I see what you're saying in terms of being busy. I'm going to see about possibly getting Jack on next week from Half Chrome Drones, or maybe the week after that. I'm also going to be looking into and it's been a long time since I had Rick Smith on, and Rick's indicated he's available. Just let him know. So we're going to line up a time to get Rick on as well, and that's always a good show. So I want to thank all you guys. You guys do a fantastic job. You guys in the chat, for your support. You're just absolutely fantastic, and I'm looking forward to meeting some of you who I've never met before. It will be a great time. We'll just have a lot of laughs and some good fun, and just enjoy seeing each other. So I want to thank everybody, and again, always it's a great day to fly. Take care, everybody. Have a great